Hello there, and welcome to the first video in the web development series. In this series, I'm going to be going through the entire process of how to get started with web development. You know, I'm not an expert by any means. I just learned very recently, but because of that, I know where some of the hangups are and some of the things that you're going to need to know in order to get started, such as how do you start? Well, by clicking on this video, you've already done the first step, okay? As you can see on the screen here, there are a few things that we need to do before we can get started. And first, we have to pick our development environment. And for that, we are going to use Visual Studio Code. That's what a lot of other tutorials on YouTube use, which actually makes that really great because once you get started here, now watching any other video is going to look really similar. You're already going to be comfortable, okay? So once we get Visual Studio Code, then we'll have to get an extension called Live Server, and that's really it. That's all we're doing in this video. We're just setting up our development environment. So let's move over here to visualstudio.com and let's get ourselves VS Code. So here we are on code.visualstudio.com. Just look up Visual Studio Code and it should be the first link, okay? And what we're going to do is we're just going to download for Windows or whatever other operating system that you use. Make sure you're getting a good version. I would recommend, something with long-term support. LTS is generally what those things are called, just because it's not necessarily the newest, but it's the newest that that's very stable, right? Something that you know isn't going to be obsoleted with new bug fixes for quite some time. And so once you download, you're going to go through some basic installation. I'm not going to go through that. I already have that on my computer. It's going to really direct you through that. But here's where it gets a little more complicated. So what you're going to do is you're going to open up Visual Studio Code, okay? And on first launching, it's going to ask you for some settings preferences, okay? General, would you like a dark theme, a light theme? How do you want it to look? I went with the standard dark theme. I don't think I did high contrast. You can do whatever you want. Again, make it your own. But if you go with dark theme, you're going to notice that a lot of the tutorials on YouTube use that, which just makes it that much easier. Keep it as similar to YouTube as possible, and then you won't be quite so lost. Alright, every time you open up Visual Studio Code, if you don't have an active project that was being worked on, it's going to give you this Get Started page. And so I'm just going to close out of that, and we're in this blank spot, right? So first we're going to have to get some extensions. So if you come to the side, you're going to see this extensions button, and I've already got quite a few installed, but really the one that we care about is called Live Server. Let's take a look here. Alright, here we go. Live Server by Ritwick Day. You're going to want to install that. So just click that install button. It'll turn into an uninstall, and now you're ready to go. So now you've set up Visual Studio Code, you've got Live Server, and in the next video, we're actually going to take a look at how do we code and debug our websites. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and do something awesome.